What's going on, everyone? It's Snowdrift here. Before we get the video kicked off, I just want to say that if you enjoy the video, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, give me a thumbs up, and if it helped you out, remember to share it with your friends, your family, and your dog most importantly. Full disclosure on this video, you guys, today is January the 30th, 2018. I actually recorded this video January 26th, 2017. So this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to remove part of the exhaust and the complete removal of the oil pan of a 2000 and I'm going to say 4 through 2007 CBR 1000RR, and I am fairly positive that this process is going to be the same with pretty much any sport bike of the same vintage as this. I mean, it's pretty straightforward as it goes, and so this should give you a lot of really helpful information. And so I just want to give you a full disclosure. This is a much younger Snowdrift, well, a year younger Snowdrift, and a few corny parts here and there. I had fun editing it though. I've been meaning to get this edited out for a long time, but with everything that goes on in life, you just kind of get pushed behind a little bit. But I'm going to shut up now. Without further ado, let's get on with the video.
What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be doing a little bit of work to the fire blade. It's a little dirty right now, so don't criticize me for that. I went for a ride yesterday. It's a little dirty, but we found a small oil leak. It's so small that we couldn't exactly, we couldn't even see the level of the oil in the sight glass falling at all. In fact, it was a little overfilled, honestly. So what we're gonna be doing is I'm going to take the oil pan off and just put a new gasket on it. I'm just going to use RTV because I'm pretty sure that's what you're supposed to use. There may be a gasket for it, but I'm just going to use RTV. So what we're going to have to do for that is we're going to have to drop the belly fairings and part of the exhaust. And I started work on this last night, and I got caught up doing other things, so I couldn't exactly finish it. But yeah, I think it's going to be pretty straightforward. I don't think there's anything special that has to be done to it. So I'm just going to get right into it. And I don't have Reckless here to help me film, so it's going to be a lot of me picking up, putting down, things like that. So I'm gonna touch on all the highlights, so don't y'all worry, you ain't gonna miss any of the action. But and this could be different for every bike, so this isn't like an all complete guide or anything like that. This is just how to do it on this particular model of bike. So just use common sense more than anything. I mean, it's not gonna be too terribly hard to do on your particular bike, I wouldn't think. And I looked at I couldn't find any reference guides for this at all, but what I did was I looked up my model bike's oil pan on eBay, or at least that was the easiest, quickest way for me to actually see it. So I looked up the oil pan on eBay, and it showed me where all the bolt holes are for it. So that's going to help a whole lot. Just knowing what you're getting into is going to help a whole lot. So just use common sense. I'll pick back up with you guys here in a second. Let me get these fairings off. All right, guys, you got it. I got the belly fairing off, and it was pretty easy. I'm not going to lie. But it may not be that easy for you, so just keep that in mind. I've had this bike apart 1,000 times in the last 2 months, so everything's still kind of fresh and new, and there's no crap up inside the threads of the bolts or anything like that. My biggest issue, this one was pretty easy. You got a bolt here, bolt here, bolt there. Same on the other side, and here as well. But the biggest part was right here. There's 2 plastic tabs, and those were the biggest headaches. But like I said, those are all I used was a flathead. They popped right out, no big deal. So keep in mind that it may not be that easy for you, but just take your time. You don't have to rush this kind of thing, and you don't want to plan like a ride before, you don't want to plan a ride, an hour and a half before you do this. This is going to be, you know, an all-day thing, if not maybe, you know, 2 days worth of work. So just keep that in mind as well. And just give yourself plenty of time is all, I mean, it's really all I'm trying to say. So that you have it. So make sure you keep all your screws and plastic clips in order. Now comes the fun part. On my bike, you have to remove part of the exhaust. That's something that I have never done on this bike. So with that being said, we're gonna get kind of down and dirty here. With that being said, because here's your oil pan right here, and as you can see, you can, oh heck, you can kind of see where it's leaking. And I don't know if this was from when it got worked on, but you can see that there's oil back up in there. So I'm just going to pull this. It looks like it was, it looks like there might be a gasket on there, but for my purposes, I'm just going to use RTV and we're going to be fine. But after you get the exhaust out of the way, you're pretty much home free. So I'm going to remove the exhaust. Basically, all you got to do is pull these metal springs, and the tension is really the only thing that holds these bikes exhausts together. So just remove all the ones that you can visibly see, and that'll help out a whole bunch. My exhaust is Akrapovic, yours may be different, but just make sure you get it all out of the way before you start working. I think we can get away with just removing it at this point, because it looks like this is the point where it comes apart, and here's our oil pan. So I'm going to remove from here to here, and hopefully that'll be enough. If I have to, I'll remove this bolt and try to pull this more out of the way, but I'll get back with you guys after I get this off. All right, guys, literally there's no better time to clean your exhaust. It took me maybe a minute and a half, and I got all this off with just basic hand tools, and that's what makes motorcycle exhaust so freaking cool. And if you'll notice, it's got like this blue tinge to it. This is a full Akrapovic, and it is retarded light. Like, it is immensely light. And that's because these are all made of titanium and carbon fiber. And this bike looks pretty cool. There's no telling what it's going to sound like. I'm not starting it. Y'all can forget that. Y'all guys won't really hear it anyway. And this is the carbon fiber. It used to say Akrapovic right there, but it fell off at some point. But carbon fiber pipe right here and titanium. It's pretty cool. So now I've got all the springs off. I've got all the bolts out. So now all you have to do, I'll put that back. All you gotta do is kind of work this back and forth, and this takes patience. This takes time, guys. So like I said, don't get in a rush, but all you gotta do is kind of work this back and forth. There it is. So yeah, just do that. Like I said, it's different for every bike. And what I'm going to do is well, you can't really mess this up, but if you lay the exhaust on different sides of the bike, it's really hard to mess this up. Just kind of wiggle it back and forth, use leverage to your advantage, and that's about all you got to do. All right, I just got that other pipe off. So now we've got pretty much full access to the oil pan. We could have a little bit better access if we remove the headers, but I'm not going to go that far into it because I do not want to take the fairings off that far. Okay, so now we just got, I think it's 14 bolts. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's see, 6. And this is this right here is the bracket for holding the radiator. You're going to want to remove that. Let's see. So yeah, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. I'll get back to you when I got this bad boy off. Oh, and remember to drain your oil. For God's sakes, remember to drain your oil first. All right, I've got the oil draining, and I am working on cracking them all loose. I'm just going to crack them all loose first. It's hard to do this with one hand. But I'm cracking them all loose just to get them ready. Once they're loose, they want to come out. I mean, it's not too difficult. But I'm cracking them loose with a 3/8 drive ratchet. Oh, and we are going to be putting them back on with a 1/4 inch drive, because I do not have a torque wrench, and we do not want to use too much torque on this, because if you strip one of these out, you are going to have a very, very bad day. So 3/8 is fine to break it, 1/4 inch to put it back on. I'll get back with you guys when I take this thing off. All right, guys, I'm at the very last one. I've drained the oil out. I've got all of them broke loose except for this one. They're all 8 mil, by the way. Yeah, there's the one I'm working on right now. You can't see it. I can't really tell what the camera's looking at. But I'd say anyone with any kind of intermediate, or even if you're getting into it, anyone that has any kind of knowledge with basic hand tools could do this job. It's really proven to be pretty easy on the Honda. Now, that may not be true for everybody, but for this particular bike, it's pretty darn easy. So just like I said, take your time, don't strip anything out. I'm actually kind of in a rush, but I'm trying to take my time. I just got to be at work soon, and I want to get kind of as far ahead on this as I can. So just like I said, take your time. There's no need to be in any kind of rush. And this has been pretty easy so far. It looks like I'm going to run into a little problem right here with one of the headers contacting this bolt, but hopefully I got enough play room to push it out of the way to get the bolt out of the way. And this is the only bolt that I've had any kind of trouble with. I'm going to switch to the open end side so I can continue. And this is the slow, painful part of anybody that has a passion for any kind of automotive thing. This is the painstaking, slow part that you don't like. Quick and easy, instant gratification is what a lot of people look for. That's why a lot of people just, do an exhaust and maybe a power commander, and that's about it. But, if you work hard, everything works out really well, and you gotta love it. That's the main thing. You gotta love it. And I think I'm gonna have just enough room to get this past here, just sneak it by. See if I can get it by hand yet. No, not quite. I just don't have enough room to get my fingers in there. It's almost out though. We're getting there. I think we're home free after I get this one out. Now breaking this thing loose is gonna be another completely different story. Even though it is leaking, that doesn't mean it's only leaking in one spot. That doesn't mean the rest of it isn't going to give you kind of a battle to get it off. All right, that header's really getting in the way now. All right, I'm going to put the camera down. I'll be back with you in a second. Got it. So now we just got to work the rest of the bolts out, and that's just going to be simply turning a wrench with an 8mm socket on it. So I'm not going to show you guys that. If I run into a snag, I'll film that. And you can see right here where the exhaust is really shiny, if the red light will show that. My hands have been all over the exhaust, so don't forget to clean that. I'll show that in the video if I can find some brake clean. All right, guys, I've got 12 bolts here. I thought it was going to be like 14. Apparently it's only 12. Now, I'm going to film this part because if there's ever going to be a moment where something's going to go wrong, it's going to be right now. So, as you can see, the oil pan is still on. It's not just going to fall off on its own. It's going to need a little bit of encouragement. And what I'm going to do to break it loose is, this is a lot easier if you have like a mallet, because you don't want to use a hammer because this is just aluminum. As far as I know, I'm pretty sure it's just aluminum. But I've got these big ass pliers. I'm going to use the rubberized part of these pliers and just tap on it, see if I can get it to break loose. I'm going to try to set this up where y'all can see. It may work, it may not. we go. What was that? As you can see, there it is just RTV, so we're home free as far as that concerned. There's the oil pickup, and there's going to be some oil draining here, so I would just put the bucket under there. But there's that, guys. That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be, which is really cool. Let me put the camera down just for a second. Hi! I just got to get this RTV. I'm going to move the, you can see me, that's great. What's up? I'm going to move the oil drain bucket over here. And you want to put your oil pan bolts in a safe place, because you don't want to lose those. You might be able to go to an auto parts store and find one if you take it and they match the thread up, but it'd just be best if you just did not lose that. Nice. That was my extension in my socket. It left me. Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, I heard something fall off in this thing. There it is. You see that? Hang on. I think I have a magnet that will get that out. Hang on. There's something in there, guys. Oh, that's not good. Oh, here we go. Let me wipe my hands off real quick. Oh. I think I know what this is. I think we're going to be going deeper into the bite. We're going to be going deeper into the bite, guys. I think I know what this washer goes to. So, I'm going to end this video here. That's how you get the oil pan off of an 06 1000RR. Installation is the reversal of the removal. Use this stuff. This is ultra black. It has maximum oil resistance, and that's what's already on there. There's no gasket. It's just this, which is what most of Hondas have. Most Hondas use Honda Bond. This will work fine. Thanks you guys for watching. We're going to get that figured out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.